Well, today is a very exciting day for me because finally I get to meet in person Tamsin Styles from ARK, one of my favourite skincare companies, and I've been using all their products. I've put a wonderful curated collection of ARK products in the Ageless shop. And now, after many emails and communications, we finally get to meet in the flesh at long last. And so Tamsin, I've been wanting to meet you and talk about your wonderful products. Up until quite recently, I had gone the totally organic, natural route in my products, and then I had my skin tested, and it showed that even though it didn't look too bad on the outside, that it wasn't doing as well, and I was told you've got to use products with active ingredients. So then I went to the other extreme, and I was using products that, you know, were just filled with synthetic chemicals, and I wasn't happy. So I began a quest to look for a range that had lots of natural ingredients, but also lots of active ingredients, and the fact that they would probably have some synthetic chemicals in them. And I found ARK. So I wanted to ask you about that. So I am right in thinking that you have a very high percentage of natural ingredients in your product.
That's right. So we're probably that really good compromise you're looking for, because we have very high percentage natural inclusion, but we're also free from the known irritants that we all now know we don't want in our skincare. So you'll find a pledge on all our packaging saying we're free from, and the list of everything that's not in there. So if you do have concerns about toxic synthetics,
yes, I do. I do.
You can be reassured that we eliminate those synthetic chemicals which we now know we don't need to put in our products.
Right. And it's funny because I know a lot of people, and there's a lot of debate now, and a lot of people saying, you know, it's all rubbish, you know, there's nothing wrong with synthetic chemicals, they're perfectly safe. Well, I never believe anyone anyway. I like to find things out myself. And then the other thing people say is, well, everything's a chemical. Well, yes, of course, everything's a chemical, but, you know, water is a chemical, as you said to me earlier. But, you know, so what we're talking about when we say chemicals, we're talking about the synthetic chemicals, and some of them are quite toxic.
Yeah, well, you know, obviously as time's gone on and the whole beauty industry has evolved, different formulations have used different, you know, synthetics and naturals, and we've come over the years to learn new advances in science, and we now know things that perhaps we want to avoid. But having said that, we're all really different, and what works for you might not work for me, and vice versa. So there is trial and error in there.
Yes.
But if you can eliminate the products, the ingredients which we know are no longer considered 100% safe, well then you can be reassured that what you're using is going to be effective and safe for you, and then you need to work out which formulations are best for your particular skin and lifestyle.
Exactly, it's actually quite complicated.
Yes.
And you know, talking about the synthetic chemicals, you know, there are some that are undoubtedly a lot worse than others, and some, you know, some are just needed for preservation of the product, you know, which can also be a problem, because if you don't preserve your product, they will go off, or they'll have to be kept in the fridge, won't
Well, exactly, in the fridge and in the dark. If you have a 100% natural cream that somebody's made it lovingly in their kitchen, that's not going to last very long, and also you've got the risk of bacteria breeding in there like a petri dish. So there's a lot to consider. So I think where we want to come into this is it's a fine balance, and let's just be really sensible about what we do and don't need in our formulations. But at the end of the day, they need to be efficacious, they need to work.
Well, this is the thing, and for me in this stage of my life, I really want products that work. I want those active ingredients. So this, you know, in a way is a compromise, because for years I feel that I started using organic products sort of in the mid-90s, when you couldn't get any. There was Neal's Yard, there weren't many around, and I really went hardcore. I thought, I'm eating organically, I'm going to have organic skin products. And my skin did suffer, but I went for it, and I stuck to it for years. But now I feel very happy with my compromise because you have to reevaluate what stage of life you're in. And I'm definitely at the stage of life I want it to work.
Yeah, we all do. But it's really important you say that, because the whole ethos behind ARK is reevaluating your skin with age.
Right.
So we have 3 key categories of skincare.
Yes.
Protect, defend and defy. And protect is for teens and 20s.
Right.
Defend is for those in their 30s and 40s. And
right.
defy is for the over 50s.
Right.
And reassessing is the key part of choosing our skincare, in that less is very much more when you're young. You know, you don't want to be overstimulating your skin.
Yes.
You don't want to be doing too much. It's lovely. Keep it clean.
Yes.
Protect it from the sun. Protect it from free radicals, but don't be doing too much.
Gosh, I remember overdoing it.
Yes,
I remember
and
overdoing
that's where
it.
We suffer later.
And yes, well, yes, and I remember breaking out in spots because I was using creams that were far too rich for me.
Or this dreadful anti-aging term, where we now have 20-year-olds. I have a 25-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
And they're tempted to use anti-aging products at a young age because they think it's going to be preventative. Well, that's not what they're for.
No. You have to treat the skin that you have.
Yes. And for the age you are.
And live in the moment, just as everything else in life. And, you've got to treat what you have.
Yeah.
So obviously, for ageless and for myself, I have concentrated on your products for mature skin. Yeah. So your Defy range. And there are only 3 products in the Defy range at the moment. I know there's a 4th one coming that I'm just about to add to the Ages shop, so we'll be looking at that. So it's very simple. It's a cleanser, and my goodness, I love these.
A day moisturiser and a night moisturiser.
And they are absolutely fantastic. So tell me, what is different? And this is for over 50.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge moisturizer fan. I'm definitely an oil and a serum girl. So but I have fallen in love with these 2 moisturizers, and I'm very into layering on my skin. So I will always use one of your beautiful serums underneath.
Yes.
Tell us about the Defy range. Why are they? What makes them so perfect for a mature skin?
Well, I mean, obviously, as we hit our 50s, most of us do notice a significant change in our skin. I think it's the biggest shift, other than the teen years where we might be suffering from excess oils and acne and hormonally led skincare problems. When we get to our 50s, 40s, 50s, the perimenopause, and then 50s menopause and post-menopause, our skin completely changes. I mean, it's just, Mother Nature is quite unkind to us ladies, and hyaluronic acid, it doesn't get produced the same way in our body. Collagen's not so easy to synthesize. We find that we lose the elasticity, the flexibility. Our skin can feel tight, it can feel dry, it can feel rough, and also hyperpigmentation can occur. So these are all things that we want to start to address in our 50s, and our Age-Defy range is specifically full of active ingredients to address all of those concerns.
So tell us about these active ingredients.
Okay. So you want vitamins, you want antioxidants, and you want lipids. These are the key things to look for in your skincare. So this is full of vitamin C. It's a powerhouse vitamin at our age. We really need it for repair and also for the health and general glow of the skin, to stop that dullness.
I think that I've been using vitamin C in different forms for many years, and I have always sworn by vitamin C.
Yeah.
It really helps with the aging process, and it's also brightening. It brightens the complexion.
Exactly.
Doesn't it?
So you can find that your skin starts to just look a bit dull and sallow.
Well, it does, because as we get older, we get all that pigmentation coming up, which dulls our skin down.
Yes, and you lack that youthful glow that you feel that you used to have. And sometimes we get tempted to maybe cover it up with try that with makeup, but if you haven't got that lovely natural glow underneath, then your makeup can look a bit flat and dull. So it's really important. Vitamin C is a real boost, and used topically, it can be very effective. Vitamin C is very unstable. You have to be careful with it.
Yes.
One of our serums is very rich in vitamin C, our Radiant serum, which I know you also
love. The Radiant serum,
And we stabilise that in glucose, so that it's not going to just completely dissipate as soon as you use it, because
I do know this because it was very hard, you know. I'm so old, I started everything so long ago, you know, but I really feel that I was ahead of the curve because, you know, no one was using organic products or natural products on their face. No one was using vitamin C when I started using it. And I remember this unstable quality of vitamin C. So what I always did, and what I've always worked with, and the products I've used, I've always sought out little companies that were trying to address these issues. And I did find at one stage a powder that you mixed and then created, and then it would activate the vitamin C, so that way it kept it stable. And my God, it was very potent though. You know, when it's very potent, it can affect your skin.
And you probably had to use it as soon as you'd mixed the powder.
Exactly. But this is so much easier. And although vitamin C, if it's very powerful, can affect people's skin, and you can get a reaction, can't you?
Well, yes.
But not with your products.
I mean, obviously it's in a concentration which is totally safe to use. That's where you run into problems with these single ingredient formulations that you can buy now from Sun. You have to be very careful that single ingredient is the right level of potency for you.
Exactly.
You've got to be careful. But obviously we've done all the hard work for you. It's in here at a very safe level. These products have all been independently tested for suitability to sensitive skin. And so they are all verified for use on sensitive skin. So there's nothing there that's going to cause any extreme irritation or concern.
Well, I know the combination of these products and the Radiance Serum, which, as you said, is full of vitamin C, you know, and I always say with pigmentation, which is a big thing for a lot of people, that you've got to be realistic. If you buy a product that it says it's going to help with pigmentation, you cannot expect your pigmentation to just go. It's not going to happen. No. But what you do want is a softening of your pigmentation,
a fading, and also for it not to get worse.
Yes, and that's a big thing, not getting worse, because it does as the older you get. So I feel that, you know, with these products in the last year, I feel that I've stopped my pigmentation getting worse, and I've definitely seen a little fading. The nighttime treatment, that I just absolutely love it, and that combined with Radiance, also I love the firming serum as well.
Yes,
I sort of alternate. I use one in the day and one at night.
Well, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Some people like to zone their face with the serums, or other people will use one day and night, and that's how I prefer to use it for ease, really.
Yes.
Because let's be honest, we're not going to suddenly do the most complicated routine if we're not used to it. If it doesn't fit into our lifestyle, we won't be doing it. No. So that's the other thing we like to focus on, is keeping it clear and simple for people.
Well, exactly. It says, you know, cleanse. Cleansing is very important.
Yeah.
Cleanse, serum, moisturizer.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or oil. You know,
you can add in an oil wherever it works for you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the real ethos of ARK. It needs to be efficacious, but it also needs to be realistic and easy to understand.
Yeah. And so it's got the vitamin C in. Yeah. What were the other things you said it's got in?
So you always need antioxidants.
Right.
So we're defending our skin, we're fighting free radicals. So in here we've got goji berry, which is one of the most potently antioxidant ingredient you can use. So that's fabulous. You also need lipids. So you know we want to be making sure that our skin keeps the moisture in there that it's got, but also we can add in. So you're always going to have lipids in our products, and so the lipids are really important. But also, I really want to say the other point is the plumping peptides, which I know that
I love the plumping peptides.
Always so you know the building block, the amino acid building block. You know, they form peptide chains and they become plumping peptides. This is what, when you use it and you feel that your skin has got that extra bounce, that extra level of plumpness to it, that's what's doing that, because they're in there as well.
Yes,
and
peptides.
You really do feel, and that's the night treatment you love so much.
Yes.
You can wake up in the morning and your skin looks visibly refreshed.
It really does. Yeah. And, you know, I often, on Ageless, on Instagram, the videos, I talk about peptides.
Yeah.
Because Dr. Khan, who's a surgeon at the Harley Street Skin Clinic, he always says to me, you know, as you get older, you need hydration and you need peptides. Those are the two things that you need. And if you know, that's what you want in your products to make them efficacious as you get older. Otherwise, they're just not going to do anything. So to see a visible difference.
So we can tick all your boxes.
You can. You can.
Because we've also got hyaluronic acid in there as well, which you would expect. All good skincare products, you will find hyaluronic acid.
Yes.
We stop producing it naturally as we get older, especially, you know, into our 50s. We really do deplete. I mean, it is a naturally produced. People think acid, that sounds scary. You know, we produce it naturally.
Yeah, yes.
And it clings on to the water molecules in each skin cell. And it's vital to have, you know, plump out the fine lines and wrinkles, but also have that freshness, dewy glow and the bounce to your skin, which we want. And so obviously that's in there too.
And, you know, it's funny because you were saying, I mean, you know, that when you get to your 40s and 50s, you know, with the menopause, your skin starts to change. And I mean, the menopause can wreak absolute havoc, you know, and I have lots of friends who've come out in spots and, you know, rosacea begins to, it becomes much more common. But let me tell you something, I'm in my 60s. So when you get to your 60s, then you really start seeing a difference in your skin. You really do. So so I am loving the ARK products, and I'm also really in a place of seeing where my skin is and finding, you know, what it needs, because it does you suddenly wake up and you go, what just happened while I was sleeping? Well, you know, how did that happen? And you know, lines. I've never been a very wrinkly person, but now lines, you know, are appearing, you know, much more quickly, and you know, it is, but you know, it's natural, you know. I'm in my 60s, you know, I am going to age. I haven't had any surgery, so you know, this is a normal process.
But it's about feeling great and confident in yourself, isn't it? I mean, you look fabulous, you feel good, it shows, it shines through, you look healthy, ergo you look great. You know, it's a self-fulfilling.
Well, health is always my starting point. You know, I always think, you know, it's when I first started Ageless, I used to say there's a toolbox, and the toolbox is full of all the tools that you use. So for me, the absolute starting point is health. Health, exercise, and then there are all the other things you can do, and obviously the products that you use are very important. That's why I've always gone for good quality. I've always tried to go for natural ingredients. And the other thing I just wanted to mention is that your company, obviously it's a British company.
Yes.
All your, you know, you use...
We make all the formulations here, and that's really important to us. We fly the Made in Britain badge. Again, you'll find it on pack. Just to know that the products have been made here. They haven't been round the world twice to get to your shelf.
Yes.
We're very proud of that. We have very high standards of manufacturing in this country. Yes. And I think it's something to really aspire to make.
I think that's great. And I have to say, you know, I work with a lot of companies that were founded in this country and they were made here, and it's the quality of them, you know, compared to the mass-produced things you get in the big stores, even the really well-known ones, is just, there's just no comparison in the quality of the product.
And we can manufacture in smaller batches. You know, we can oversee that far more closely. You know, you just on it more than if it's in a factory in Asia.
Well, thank you so much.
So nice to see you.
I just love the products. I really, really do.
Great, thank you.